This message goes out to Chiefkyle1. Well, I guess you've finally shown your true colors, haven't you? I've tried to show you something, how something can work, and you've even ran the experiment yourself, and you know that what I'm saying is correct. So what do? You post another video bitching and moaning, saying that you were misquoted, that one thing you said on one video doesn't pertain to something you said on the other video. Well, let's have a recap, which is what I did on the other video. Since I can't fit all of what you said, the 8 minutes in the first video and the 20-some minutes in the second video, since I just can't put it all in one video and then make my presentation, yes, highlights of what you said were used. It is not called quote mining. It is not called quoting you out of context. If I was quoting you out of context, I would pick some subject at random, some different subject, and say, well, you know, Chief Kyle, men and women like having sex all the time. And then I would then link into your video saying that, well, that's just crazy, that can't be done. And then that would be quoting you out of text. What I've done is highlight what you said to recap what you say can and can't be done. And then I've shown you that it can be done. Now let's have a listen to your own words here.
So WCE Michael has taken 2 of my videos and quote mined them. In my first video, at the beginning, I made a statement that 6-volt bulbs don't work on a 12-volt circuit. The rest of that video and my second video had absolutely nothing to do with light bulbs at all. They had everything to do with HHO systems. Well, what Mr. Michael has done is taken the rest of my first video and the whole of the second video out of context. He has cut out where I was stating HHO systems do not work because they defy the laws of physics, and attributed that portion, I said it defies the laws of physics, to sound like I said 6-volt bulbs do not work on 12-volt batteries because they defy the laws of physics.
Well then, in the first video, you claimed that none of my circuits would work at all, and called me a moron for thinking so, indicating that I know nothing of math, science, and whatever. And then also said in that first video the exact same thing. Here is a recap of that first video.
What he tried to explain in his video is that you can take a 12-volt battery and you'll hook up 2 6-volt light bulbs to it. In essence, what you will get is 6 volts.
Which is not true.
What, are you retarded or something? So I replied to Mr. Michael's
I know nothing of reality
video and explained to him that light bulbs cannot change voltage. The only thing that a light bulb will allow you to do is change resistance. The light bulb is a resistor. That's all it is. If you hook up 2 6-volt lights to a 12-volt system, what you will do is burn the lights out. Period. There's no way around it. So I had replied to this clown, and so he deletes my comment. Not only does he delete my comment, but he also blocked me, as I'll show you in a picture here in a minute. Okay, so what he does is he deletes people's comments and blocks them if they do not agree with him. Moving on to his other video, which he had pointed to a link to in this video, was called HHO Generators, Experimenting on How to Run with No Resistance. Well, Mr. Michael, let me enlighten you slightly, because you seem to be retarded. You seem to be ignorant to math, physics, and the reality that is reality. You seem to live in your own little world, so I will explain to you that your world is non-existent. It is.
That is what you said in your first video, and then again in your second video. So using a piece from your second video to remind people what you said is not quoting you out of context. You indicated to the whole world that everything that I think has nothing to do with living on planet Earth, which in my other videos I have proven you wrong. I've taken the time to show you where your simplest ideas are wrong at the base. The very base of what you think you know is wrong. So how can you think that you know all of this when the simplest things you don't understand? And I've taken the time to show you, and all you do is gripe at me for showing you. Well, let's take a look at some how I've been trying to help you here. You asked let's see, where is it? Oh, gotta click on. So when I did my first experiment and showed you that the circuits that I propose will work, you still doubted me and asked, why would you use two 6-volt batteries instead of one 12-volt battery? 12 volts is 12 volts. Period. End of sentence. And I told you this. It was just an example to show you. It let me use 6 volts as a second example. It gave you an example of how to stack things. More important, since I had to go out and spend money to show you this, I had a workable flashlight at the end of it. And then you asked, well, can you show me that with a 12-volt battery? And I did. I took the time and I showed you that it would work this way, and it would work this way, and it's going to work this way. Went out in the middle of the night in the cold and ran the experiment off my truck battery. And you said, hello Michael, thank you for the video. Good work on the soldering as well. I will be doing the same experiment probably tomorrow. So you ran the experiments yourself. You now know that what I'm saying is correct and what you originally thought was incorrect. Well, now we know that I am not living in a fantasy world. What you assumed was wrong. Everything else you assume after that is wrong until you get your base knowledge correct. Now you're just crying and moaning, and all I asked was like a little recognition for, hey, that actually worked. And no, what I get is a video about you whining and moaning. You misquoted me. You misquoted me. I'm gonna cry. Okay, whatever. Again, we see your true colors. Thank you very much, Chiefkyle1, for your patience and your understanding. Go to hell.